Heavy spoiler alert for the ones that haven't seen the movie Venom: The Last Dance, cause here in this video, we will showcase all 13 symbiotes that appeared in the movie excluding Knull, who is the creator of the symbiotes and not one himself, and also excluding the xenophages, which are symbiote hunters and a sister species created alongside them, but they are not symbiotes. So you are warned, anything beyond this is at your own risk, starting with the symbiotes which weren't given names, and so we shall make sense of it and maybe attribute them to named ones in the comics. Maybe. So let's get to it. So there is this Imperium Program, which was an agency designated to research and fight symbiotes on Earth after the unfortunate events of Venom vs. Wright and Venom vs. Carnage that left a trail of destruction in their wake. So the secret program of the US military was based below Area 51 in Nevada in what they call Area 55, and they had 9 symbiotes in containment. There were 7 in glass containment devices, and according to color coding, these are the orange-red symbiote, the turquoise symbiote, the pale purple one, the pale brown, the blue-yellow, the silver-white, and the teal-green symbiote. Then there's the one which was given to Bonwit Mulligan after the toxin symbiote left him for unknown reasons. This particular plot shall be addressed in a while. And lastly, there was another purple symbiote with electricity running through it, and which was held in a small vial and was always in the hands of one of the deuterogonists, Dr. Payne. So here are all the symbiotes, one by one. Number 1. The teal-green symbiote. So this one was widely thought to be toxin before the movie was released, as it was seen to be with Patrick Mulligan. However, The Last Dance confirms that the symbiote which was presumed to be toxin, which was seen in Let There Be Carnage, left Mulligan for dead, before he was retrieved by Area 55 and the Imperium Project. The scientists there then allowed another symbiote to bond with Mulligan, and this one was teal-green or blue-green in color, and was serpentine in its lower half. Sadly, it gave up its life to help Venom escape from the xenophage that was hunting it. Number 2. The green symbiote. This was one of the 7 that was held in containment and was released, with the others to join in the fight against the xenophage that attacked Area 55. Although it is not named, its color does resemble a symbiote that took on the name of its host, and that was Flicker. Number 3. The blue-yellow symbiote. This was another one of the 7 that were released to fight the xenophage. Its color scheme resembles a symbiote called Sleeper in the comics. So this one, along with the turquoise or the green symbiote we just mentioned before, combined together to form what was this Venom trilogy's version of the hybrid symbiote. Number 4. The white symbiote. So other than the 3 previously mentioned, there was also this one white silvery symbiote that bonded with a female brunette scientist that was wearing glasses. Many thought that this was anti-Venom because she was white, but she might be in fact be Silence, who was also white and was a symbiote that was a counter to the Deadly Scream symbiote that didn't make it to the movie. In any way, this white symbiote was scary and had a lot of attitude. The next is the pale purple symbiote. So in a few scenes there was this purple female symbiote fighting the xenophage, looking very similar to Agony from the comics. However, since we got to see Agony later, this one might have been another one, with many fans hinting that it might be Scorn. However, this could not be Scorn and just might be another original symbiote in the movie, since Scorn is highly adept at technology and this one wasn't really seen to be tech savvy at all. Number 6. The orange-red symbiote. Then we have this oddity of the entire group, a symbiote that actually had fire abilities, which just seems bonkers at first glance since the main weakness of these aliens is a specific frequency of sound and also fire. However, there have been a couple of symbiotes in the comics that have been seen to use fire. One is the Big Mother and the other one is Rascal, an offshoot or a portion of Carnage, which bonded with the Green Goblin to become the Red Goblin. Then we have Lasher. So a scientist at the Imperium Project called Sadie Christmas saved Eddie Brock by freeing the Venom symbiote and temporarily bonding with it. After the xenophage attacked, Sadie then bonds with a green symbiote that seems to be Lasher. While the name isn't used, it fits the shoe since one of Lasher's recent comic hosts was also named Sadie in Absolute Carnage, which was before King in Black. Sadie, whatever, and Lasher ended up fighting alongside Venom against Knull's xenophages. Number 8 is Fage. Then there is Jim, a security guard who gets stabbed by the first xenophage that attack the base. A yellowish-orange symbiote then bonds with him to save his life. Then the two team up with Venom and the other symbiotes in a battle. This yellow symbiote resembles a lot like Fage, which was seen as part of the original Life Foundation symbiotes in the Marvel comics. He is also big and bulky. Then we have Agony. Although not named outright, the lead scientist of the Imperium Project called Dr. Payne ends up bonding with a purple symbiote that looks a lot like Agony from the comics. Payne doesn't jump into the action immediately, but she ultimately merges with the symbiote to save Sadie Christmas from an explosion. Agony also has super speed in the film, which ties back to Payne's childhood when she and her brother were struck by lightning, and somehow that lightning gets turned or transformed into the Speed Force? But that's DC. Anyway. Number 10. The Black Symbiote. Of course we have Venom, the Black One. He bonded with Eddie Brock right from the events of the first movie, and they both stopped right from bringing both symbiotes to Earth, which on hindsight might have been a mission undertaken by Riot to save their species from Knull. In Venom Let There Be Carnage, Eddie and Venom faced off against the serial killer Cletus Cassidy and the deadly Carnage symbiote. Then here in The Last Dance they both hold a key that Knull seeks in order to set off motions that will let him continue his mission of annihilating all life and light. Then next, the 11th one, we have the post-credit scene symbiote. So after the mid-credit scenes which was showing Knull finally fully awake and promising to destroy the planet, we also got a post-credit scene which shows the aftermath of the battle in Area 51. And then we get to see a small vial that contained a portion of the Venom symbiote which was collected at the bar in the beginning of the movie. This vial seems to have been broken and a symbiote there bonds with an insect. So while this may tease at a resurrected Venom, it can also be something else, an offshoot of Venom, which was called Mania in the comics. This one was a clone specimen in the comics, the Prime Marvel one, but you all know about artistic liberties, right? So aside from these symbiotes, the 11 ones that were active, we also see a glimpse of the Clintar Hive Mine and what looks to be dead symbiotes that are floating in the black living abyss. There's one that looks like Riot, and another one that seems to resemble Carnage. So here are the 12th and the 13th symbiotes in this movie. Remember that the consciousness of these symbiotes, Riot and Carnage, still survive as codices, and although their bodies might have been destroyed, their memories and consciousness live on in the Hive Mine. Then lastly, there was also lots of symbiotes facing off against a horde of xenophages in a head-on battle. These were probably earlier generation symbiotes that were said to have fought and trapped their creator Knull in the prison planet called Clintar. And also a bonus, we also get to see the all-black Necro Sal, the first proto-symbiote. Well, not necessarily a symbiote since it is a proto-one, but it is one nonetheless. So here are all the 13 plus 1 symbiotes seen in Venom 3 The Last Dance. Now lay back for a while and have a long thought about it, and if you're ready then do check out our channel for more videos that you haven't seen, maybe. Anyway, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, fam.